All right, and welcome to another episode, Tales of a Good Sea Ninja. So, today we're going to be talking about the evolution of man. And was there a divine intervention when it came to changing a little tiny DNA? Stay tuned, get your coffee, take a breather. If you're 420 friendly, go ahead. Personally, I take a breaks because it's good to breathe, But I don't judge people that smoke THC because guess what? One love, baby. Anyway, go ahead. Take your coffee. We'll be right back. Welcome again. All right, you guys are ready? So today we're going to talk about the human evolution. And a long, long time ago, may the fourth be with you. But no. This is not Star Wars today. We are talking about human evolution. And long, long time ago, I came up with a theory when I was young. I was probably in my teens, And I came out with a theory, and I'm not sure if scientists have thought of this theory. Now, conspiracy theories talk about Anunnaki intervention, and I do not agree with that because the Anunnaki are not very nice. Okay? The Anunnaki are not here to save you guys. The Anunnaki are not here because they wanted the best for you. The Anunnaki are very terrible beings in the world that we might not be able to see yet. However, I truly believe in my theory that we had divine intervention. This divine intervention, people want to call it the hand of God. I like to call it the hand of God. But I do believe in evolution. I do believe that we evolve from certain primates, right? Because the DNA matches, right? It matches so close together when you go and research your evolution theory, and it matches together with our DNA. So one thing that I have a theory on is that the divine intervention of the hand of God. And I know if you're a super religious person, you're going to say, I don't believe in this evolution because God created us amazing to the beginning. And I think that is false. All right. And there's going to be scientists out there, they're going to say, oh, no. God didn't intervene. We took millions and millions and millions and millions of years. And like, I think that's bullshit. Because if we link the Bible and we decipher it into a scientific method, it makes sense. It makes sense on the Genesis when God created man, right? He says that he made us out of his image, out of clay, whatever, mud, whatever you guys want to interpret it into. I think in the aspects that he just came down, all right, and intervened on the DNA of the primates that were here. And you might say, well, that makes sense. Like, it makes sense like that Anunnaki did it. But, like I said before, the Anunnaki don't want the best interest for you guys at all. All right, the Anunnaki are not your saviors. Matter of fact, in the next couple weeks, I will make a video about the theory that the Anunnaki, like some scholars have said, really did only come here to mine us. But they didn't come here to change or alternate our DNA. I think that was God himself. And then these freaking efforts just decided to come and conquer us and made us our slaves for whatever reason. So, furthermore, I truly believe that we have been wrong on the aspects of evolution because it only makes sense from the time that we discovered Lucy, to the Homo-Sapiens and all the other rest of the Homo-Sapiens, where we started to change. But we have missing information. We have missing information of where did we start to change, right? Because if we studied the Homo sapiens, some of us had some ugly ass craniums here, and we had some ugly ass teeth, and we had like a beak looking mouth and everything. Let's say we were hideous, all right? Let's just admit that. Our ancestors were very hideous. So if we put in the God particle in life, it makes sense for civilizations to start popping out of nowhere, where God decided to intervene and be like, hey, you know what? That little primate is a little ugly. Let me change his DNA real quick. And boom, lo and behold, he made us in his image. And if you're a religious person, you might not agree with that, because you're going to say, well, how can he not change the other species into him? Well, shit, he didn't feel like it. Sometimes you don't feel like taking a shower. Maybe God didn't feel like it. But the whole point of this theory is to open up our minds and be like, okay, if you were God and you had the power to play around with your own creation, wouldn't you just have fun intervening on some certain animals, some certain species in the world? I'm thinking of this in a scientific aspect, because if I was in the place of God, yeah, I'll make some lame persons and I'll make some other cool people, right? But the lames are already dead. You know, those are the ones that didn't survive the Ice Age. Those are the ones that weren't pretty bright enough. But they were still created in the image of God. Just they evolutionized through the primates. And then God intervened and he made the rest of the different civilizations out in the world. And no, this is not me here sitting with a bong smoking, okay? I'm not here doing any kind of substance, even though I could care less if you really think about it, because at the end of the day, I have my fun once in a while. But I'm trying to be serious in this episode, because it only makes sense to think that God truly decided to come and intervene on the DNA of human beings. And scientists understand that our DNA with the primate's DNA, it's linked perfectly almost together except one chromosome. Is it one chromosome? You can correct me, it's okay. One chromosome. So it should make you wonder, as a scientist, as a thinker, as a human being, should show you a little bit of proof. Our whole lives have been intervened by the divine hand of God. But at the end of the day, it has been our choice to evolutionize our thinking, to evolutionize our skills to our own benefit. And it makes sense in the course of evolution in history that God has always played a role in the intervention of civilization. And to be completely honest, it's never been fair. And it's okay that life's not fair. We can't complain about, oh, life is not fair, right? We can't complain about it, right? We can't complain that life is not fair. Because at the end of the day, we are the ones that have decided who has survived and who has not survived, who has passed legacy. And I want to specify one thing about legacy. Legacy does not mean or correlate to passing down kids. Okay? Legacy does not mean correlate to passing down kids. Yeah. In the beginning, when we were Homo erectus, right? When we were just thinking with our peepees and the vaginas and the vajayjays, because we had to procreate and make sure we pass down. That was the legacy before. See, that's a long time ago. We just had to be like, look, forget the diamonds, forget the gold, all right? Forget the fancy shiny rocks that we see in the world. It's like, we need to survive and we need food. But we also got to procreate, so might as well eat and, and slinging it at the bedroom. So, what does that say about us? It means that there was a divine intervention when God decided to be, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go and help them out. And then boom, Homo sapiens started to pop out of nowhere. Started inventing more tools, starting to hunt smarter, starting to catch. See, that's little things in the scientific world that they want to deny the intervention of God. When it's like, you guys really think we were dumb? Maybe. Maybe. We were dumb to a certain extent. But the intervention of God just made us smarter. And, there's theories out there that, it was the mushrooms, it was shrooms. It could be so. It could be so. But then that would have taken longer and longer and longer. Because if you have done shrooms, what have you done when you're doing shrooms? We're not productive. Are you? Are we? Because I've tested shrooms and I'm just chilling. And I was like, ain't no way that this here is like, oh shit, oh I ate shrooms, oh my god, I don't know, psilocybin or whatever you pronounce it. Oh my god, now I feel like an inventor. Like, no. I mean, I've made music, and maybe it helped create musicians, and spark creativity. But maybe it sparked my creativity of music. So I could be biased on that aspect. And that's the beautiful thing about thinking of, is there a divine intervention in the evolution of man? My theory is that yes, there is a divine intervention in the evolution of man. There has to be. There has to be. Because if there wasn't no divine intervention, we'll still be those primates that we say we were evolutionized from. No amount of mushroom would have made us become the humans that we are today. Jaguars take stimulants. They've eaten shrooms, ayahuasca. Animals can know about that thing. And they still haven't evolutionized to start making weapons. Give animals and test. Have you seen the test of animals where they give them psychedelics? They're just chilling. Like when you take psychedelics and you go to the concerts, it's like the same thing. So there has to have been some divine intervention. Some divine intervention. Like there is no choice but to dive into that Gogh particle, what they want to say, the scientists want to say, that the Gogh particle has been part of the life of evolution since the beginning, where we started to split apart from primates to Homo sapiens and Homo erectus. It's only logical. It's only logical to say, you know what, there has to be a divine intervention. And my great people there are conspiracy theories. They say it's an Anunnaki. They came, changed our DNA, boom, boom, boom. And they send us down, and it's like, that's it. All of a sudden, we started creating weapons and all this other crap, But there has to be farther more than that. It has to be farther more than just being intervened by the Anunnaki, which I believe is highly not so, because the Anunnaki aren't really friendly. Okay? And Anunnaki want destruction. They like destruction. So it is just a theory. All right? It is a theory that I've been thinking about since I've been a teenager. That evolution happened, and somewhere down the line, God intervened. And it is exactly where we split apart from primates to Homo erectus, and then Homo sapien. So, with that being said, we should never, never denied the possibilities of endless theories and hypotheses involving the creator in the scientific field. Because God, the creator, he's the greatest scientist of all time. So amazing that I think that he sent Newton, he sent Isaac, he sent all the greatest scientists in the world to be like, this is how badass I am. I'm gonna replicate these motherfuckers. Boom. They're like, y'all don't believe in me, but I'm gonna send you this motherfuckers right. Boom. Science, baby. Science is amazing. But since I've been a kid, I have never been able to split God and science until I became an atheist. Okay, that's a little fun fact. And then I stopped being an atheist because I realized that no, God has to be part of this equation of scientific field. We can't separate him. He's part of it. He's part of the equations. He's part of the creation. He's a mad scientist. I like to view God as a mad scientist, right? So mad that he's cool. So mad that he just makes whatever the hell he pleases. Think of it like the Powerpuff Girls, like Professor X. That's how I like to view God. Like, he's that freaking insane. He's just like making shit. I don't give. Boom, make everything. Because I like to believe that God is a scientist. So, to let you know that creation is endless, we just limit ourselves into thinking that God is not part of it. And by part of it, I'm saying science. And don't forget, the Big Bang Theory came from a priest. A freaking priest. No astrophysics. And respect to my astrophysics because they're amazing. Like, I love science, but I'm telling you right now, like, from a priest that likes science. And he's like this Big Bang Theory makes sense. And everybody adopted it. And no scientist can deny it. Maybe some will try to deny it. Maybe we'll some to say, hold on, let me go further and prove this wrong. But so far we understand the Big Bang Theory. And the beautiful thing about the Big Bang Theory is that it matches with Genesis. It matches with the fact that the universe is the color of my desk, right? Endless space. And since there's nothing in there, it's dark. And then the fact that the creator is light, and then was creation. And what does the Big Bang Theory describe? It's an explosion. It's an explosion that happened. God decided to explode something. He was like mad or something. I don't know. But I like to, I like to play with the imagination that God was just like, I'm just gonna go. Boom. Explosion happened. Stars came to being, or galaxy was born. Because we're not the only galaxy. We could be just some error experiment from the creator. And then he came back again. He's like, oh, snap. What the hell did I create? Oh, snap. Look, I made Earth. Cool. Cool beans, man. Just made this Earth. Oh, well, let me see what's going on in Earth. Well, there's nothing here. There's a bunch of water. Maybe some trees. And then maybe he decided to be like, oh, you know what? I have other creatures all over galaxies far, far, far away. Let me make some real quick. And then primates were created and then started to evolutionize, but they didn't pass above the intelligence level of what we see them today. So he's like, you know what? Let me intervene. I'm gonna create him in my image now. I'm gonna give him my thinking. And then he gave us the thinking. And then we think and create, make music, make art, make writing, sing. So it's like the fact that we want to separate the creator from our scientific view is absurd. It's absurd. But the fact that majority of scientists want to separate it is the fact that it's going to have to make them change who they are. See, I saw a great Instagram reel, and I should have saved it, but I saw an Instagram reel where it says that the thing about people not believing in God is because they have to change who they are. And it's true. Scientists, if they start putting God into the science, it's going to have to change who they are, who they think they are, or who they thought they are. But the fact that it was a priest that came along and gave you guys the Big Bang Theory, and the proof in the pudding that a priest came and gave you guys a Big Bang Theory, and you guys want to accept that God is science, it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. And the fact that so many scientists understand that Galileo died for his truth to tell respectfully. During those times, the Catholic Church was horrendous. It was a disaster. It's gotten better, but it's a disaster of a church, right? Because there's humans and humans commit the mistakes. And he said, the earth is round. And he died for his cause. And to all the flat earthers out there, they say, the earth is flat. Please, sometimes I want to smack you in the face, because the fact that this man was in no setup from the church. Galileo wasn't no setup. The church hated this freaking man. How the hell is he gonna blaspheme against the God? Don't you see the sun? The sun revolves around us. False. And he died to let him know, no, we revolve around the sun and the planets around. We revolve around it. And they were like, oh yeah? We're gonna murder you for speaking the truth. See? The fact so many flat earthers forget that Galileo went up against the tyrannical church during the time, and going against the church was freaking death. It's absurd to me. I'm like, I can't even argue with the fools. I really can't. With respect, I have a bunch of friends that believe that the earth is flat, but I really can't. I can't argue with the fact that they don't understand that this Galileo guy truly was sent by God to correct the error teachings of the church, and they murdered this guy. He wasn't a plant, like, but people say, oh, he was just a, whatever they say, like he was planted by the government or whatever. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. He had to do experiments behind the back of the church, because if they found out what he was doing, it would murder him right there and there. Then and there. And when he came out and spoke against the church and told them, this is how our system works, this is how the universe is working, and they're like, oh yeah, this guy is crazy. He think he knows more than God, huh? Oh yeah, murder him. You guys don't understand how many scientific minds had to go against the church because they would die for their truth. And the whole point of this video is that don't be blinded by your scientific mind. Don't be blinded by thinking that because you have a PhD in science, that you know more than the commoner. Okay? Because Galileo is just a commoner guy. Yeah, I mean, he has studied, all right? He might have earned a degree. But during those times, it was like, it's up for grabs, man. Even up to now, just go and pay. Pay 4 years of university and boom, here you go, man. You're paying for it. Some study for it, but I mean, you're just in the end, you still don't get it because you're paying for it. You're paying for your degree. Oh, wait, before you want to throw rocks at me, all right? Before you want to put me in the stake for saying that, let's understand one thing. How many people say education doesn't equal smartness? How many say that a degree does not equal intelligence? How many? Because it's divine intervention that God sends out to certain people. God sent Galileo. God sent that scientific priest. God sent Einstein. God sent Newton. God sends so many scientists to let you guys know, like, yo, I'm a badass motherfucker. I'm gonna send this scientist now. Boom. And the reason why the world hasn't changed is because we legalize. You know what? That's another whole video content. But yeah. With that being said, have a wonderful day. Matane, like the Japanese say. Go ahead, follow, subscribe if you like. Go ahead and comment if you like it. Go ahead and comment if it's wrong. Go ahead and comment if you have thought about this theory of God intervening in the evolution of primates and that he created us, the Homo erectus and Homo-Sapiens. And we started popping out in certain different parts of the world. Go ahead. Follow, subscribe, like it. If you don't like it, thumbs down if you don't like it. Matter of fact, thumbs down actually help more than the thumbs up. So go ahead, thumb up, thumb down, like, subscribe, comment, follow. Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful day. Stay strong. Don't forget to eat your vegetables, kids.